Hi, my name is Hee Kang, and this is my final reflection for my W151 Horrors of Hermes class. So to begin, I just want to explain how much I feel like I've grown from this class. I think when I first began this class, I had almost zero to no knowledge about anything about this class, such as the occult, magic, etc. I was almost intimidated by the class as a whole experience. However, I was very interested in the topic from micro exposure I had from TV shows, movies, and books. I now feel more knowledgeable about the subject, and I also find myself talking about the topics we have covered in class with individuals all around me, such as my friends and my parents. The exposure we've had in this class, from short stories to recommended movies, has helped me extend my knowledge very greatly, and honestly, I just feel like I'm way more interested than I was before, and I was already interested to begin with. This class has impacted me in such different ways, from an intellectual level to a spiritual level. I feel like I approach my life with a more open mind, and I want to attract the good energy in my life as well as exert it into the universe. I was able to explore my writing in a creative way, and now I want to try creative writing more. Throughout this class, my skills in presenting have improved, as we have had to make presentations for different modules and different occasions in general. This class has made me more tech savvy in regards to uploading to YouTube, and my knowledge about topics like witchcraft, occultism, secret societies, and ceremonial magic has greatly improved. In regards to the material of this class, what I very much enjoyed was learning about topics like the secret societies and witchcraft. I've heard about the TV show The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but through this class I was able to get into it more. What I wanted to learn more of was maybe more about chaos magic, only because I just find this topic very intriguing, and also the recommended show Moonlight is honestly so amazing in regards to the visuals and the ideas behind it. And what I wanted less of was nothing. I wish this class lasted longer and I was able to really learn more about it. Obviously, my experiences are different from other people, but I feel like this class was very interesting and engaging in the way that I was able to use my writing skills to create pieces that I've had made before and I haven't made before. I think Module 1 was a great prep for Module 3, and even though I took WR120, the winter break made me very rusty in my writing skills, and I feel like Module 1 was a great way to begin the semester. I was very much able to use my research skills to learn about a secret society I've never heard of before, and I learned a lot from the research. And also, I think with Module 2, the short story, that was by far my favorite assignment. We were allowed to have such creative freedom in regards to what and how we wanted to write. I really enjoyed writing my short story, and I'm so happy that I had such great feedback on it. And in regards to Module 3, even though that took me a very long time to write, because I have, I think, almost 50 pages by now, it was a really good way to end the semester. I was really forced to push past my boundaries and research extensively for it. I've never written an annotated bibliography before, and I think this exposure was just amazing for my own academic benefits. So for my creative part of this final reflection, I'm just gonna do a little excerpt from my short story, The Mirror, and kind of have an animation with it. So yeah, let's get started. It has become the third night in which Mal has been tossing and turning in her sleep. She keeps track of the time with the loud chimes that echo through every rotting piece of furniture that has been left in the house. Wanting to stretch her legs and back, she gets up and heads towards the end of the hallway. She begins to explore each corridor and peeks behind the shadows left behind doors and rooms. Closing every open door of that hallway, she heads towards the last and final room, the room with the mirror that only added to her obsession. She walks closer to the riveting figure of herself that only gets bigger in the reflection. She notes the wood finish and flower detail that perfectly frames the mirror. She suddenly gets this enticing urge to tap the top of the frame 3 times, left of the mirror 3 times, and finally the right side of the mirror 3 times. Oh, help me, Mel, help. Sprinting towards her mother, she already mentally lined up the claims that her mother would express rather ecstatically. Would it be the shadow of her late father, or the spiritual hand of my father? Mal thinks to herself. Mal approaches the couch she last saw her mother on, but she finds her sound asleep. She watches her mother's face turn purple, grayish purple, but there was no physical struggle that could be seen from her mother. She could not understand the lack of verbalization from her mother. It no longer seems like a game. The next morning, her mother complains of such horrid dreams she could not recall. I swear I manifested the scratches on my legs and neck when I damned the ancient furniture molding in this household. I woke up, and it was almost as if I attacked myself. Mal could not decide whether to mention the mirror or the purplish look of her mother she saw during the night, but to swerve away from the scolding of her mother about the misfortunes of her selfishness, she looks and nods her head alongside the rhythm of the huge grandfather clock residing in their kitchen. When nighttime falls, Malviola walks back to the mirror, and this time she's not looking into the mirror alone. The reflection of the mirror presented itself with a large orb-like figure looking back at her. The light from the moon highlights parts of the orb, making it seem as if it is grimacing. Encapsulated by the orb, she did not hear her mother call for her, and her ears quickly switched to the screeching of her mother's voice in such a short amount of time. "Mother, Mom, where are you? It's 3:45 in the morning. Please stop this nonsense." She slowly approaches the last step of the staircase and sees her mother's feet hanging from the end of the sofa from her peripheral. As odd as it seems, Mal approaches the sofa in the hopes of her mother just adjusting her position. However, seeing her mother remain face down with her face smothered between the dust-filled cushions worried her. She taps, shakes, and flips her mother over, but the whites of her eyes radiated the loss of life. The scratches were novel and reopened. The randomized bruising on her body resembled the splattering of paint on a blank canvas. Mal could not believe this tragedy had occurred, and left her mother where she was last seen alive. She slowly trudged back to her room to stare at the abyss of the ceiling. She slowly fell into a still, dreaming state. How could you leave me here? I never wanted you to find out this way. You're not being fair. I am alone. So thank you for listening to my excerpt from my short story. I'm so thankful that I was able to take this class and was able to gain such great experiences from it. Thank you.